Alright guys, we're doing sight reading lesson 102, and we're really concentrating on that level that is so important, so crucial, that intermediate level where you really learn to read. This is the level that many people will self-destruct on because they don't really learn their notes, and they're so good and have such a good ear that they can get by without really reading the notes, and then the music starts to get harder and going out of these pet hand positions, and you're just lost and frustrated. So we're really going to hit this intermediate level a long time before we progress to a harder level of sight reading, okay? So if this seems for lesson 102 to be quite easy or whatever, that's good. We want it to be that way because we're not going to, the point isn't to stay on it forever. The point isn't to learn this song and have this be one of your favorite songs. It's just a vehicle to get to the next level. Okay, I want to put as much easy music as I can in front of you so that you become an excellent reader, so that when you do get to something more difficult, it's not so hard to read it. Okay, so we want it to be on the easy side. We want it to be something you can learn in a day and then move on to. Okay, so that's what we're after. And we're gonna, I'm not gonna play this for you first. A lot of times I will do that, but I want you to read it. If I play it for you first, then you'll use your ear and then you won't read it. Okay, so we're going to do this as a sight reading lesson. But those of you who don't know me, I'm Shawn Cheek, and my website is ShawnCheek.com. And we have tons of sight reading lessons on there, flashcards you can download. If you're a complete beginner, that's where you want to go, ShawnCheek.com. Start with lesson 1, and you can print out the sheets for this, okay, and all the other music that we do on ShawnCheek.com. Lots of sight reading lessons and exercises. So here's what we're going to do. We'll have the free part 1 here on YouTube, and then I'll put the rest of the lesson on the website. But let's get started here. We have common time, the C. You should know that the C means 4/4, and 4 counts in a measure. Okay, quarter note gets the beat. If I'm saying things that are over your head, it's because you need to go back and do lesson 1 and go through the whole course. But E in the right hand we'll start out with. Now, can you just name these notes? You should be able to do that really easily by this point. Just name those really quickly. If you can't, you're in trouble if you're on lesson 102 and you can't name these basic notes in the right hand or basic notes in the left hand. Okay, so you should know E, G, G, E, D, C, D, E, G without having to use your little jingles that everybody uses. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to count up from one note to the next. You need to know each individual note by itself. Can you name them? Pause the video and see if you can do that. Next thing we're going to do is look at the left hand. This is where people struggle because they see a chord and they go, oh, that's a C chord. I don't even got to know what those notes are. And you'll recognize the pattern because they're space, space, space. But you also need to know what the names of the notes are individually. Do you know what that note is? Boom. Can you tell me it's a C right off the bat? How about an E? How about a G? Okay, we need to know those automatically. If you don't, get out those flashcards that you print off and work on those. So C, E, G for our C chord. Okay, and then we'll have G there. And you know this one, E. Another little trick people will use, and they'll say, oh, I'm just going to play the finger number. I'll play finger 1. I'll play finger 3. Yeah, but what if the note scoots over and you play finger 3? Then you're lost. So you need to know the names of these. G, E. You need to know the name of this. Okay, those of you who went and gone through the other 101 lessons know that this is a C chord, a 1 chord, and this is called a 5/7 chord. Okay, but it's B, F, G there, and the F and G are catty-cornered, but it's written that way because they're so close together. They're catty-cornered, but you play them all at the same time. Okay, and then we have another G and an F. Okay, and then what we got here is C chord. Yes, but let's know that it's C, E, G. Now, the next one, we have an E and a G, but the G is sharped. So we're going to sharp that G there. E and G sharp, okay? Alright. Now, let's look at the rhythm in the right hand, because what will happen is, when you do rhythm, what it really comes down to is you're counting the hand that has the most notes. And you'll just fit the other hand in. The other hand will just fall into place. But you'll really count the hand that has the most notes, and you won't really count the other one because it's just going to be following along with the other one, okay? So when we count this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we have a dotted quarter note. Okay, a quarter note already gets 1 count. Well, the dot adds to its value half of itself. So it already gets 1. Half of 1 is a half, so it gets 1 1/2 with the dot. Again, something we've gone over extensively in the earlier videos. 1 and 2 and. Now here's its buddy. The 8th note will always be the buddy of the dotted quarter note because it makes up for the half a count we're missing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now a half note gets 2 counts, right? So that gets count 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4. 2 and 3 and 4. And okay, the little slurs we have just denote the phrases or the musical words. Okay, so they're just kind of if I were saying, saying a sentence, the individual words in the when what I'm saying would be, a slur mark. Just the language of music. Da, 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 new phrase. Da, 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 ba. See how that works? Now we'll just fit the left hand, right hand together. Let's play this whole line. 1, 2, and ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Whoops, I hit my elbow on the keyboard. Okay, so that last measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we'll finish the phrase here. So this will be where the YouTube video cuts off. And those of you who want to get the rest of this lesson and all the rest of my lessons, sight reading lessons on ShawnCheek.com, just get a membership there. But so bye to all you YouTubers, and let's continue for those on ShawnCheek.com. Here we go.